Thank you for using the GTN Guarantor service. We hope you are enjoying your stay here in Japan. We have some very important information to remind our Guarantor service users regarding lease renewal and termination. Please take a few minutes to watch this important video. Thank you very much. Most leases in Japan have a fixed term. The most common term for apartments is 2 years. Before the lease expires, your property manager or landlord will send you renewal documents. This is normally sent 2 to 3 months before the end of the lease term. Please read the document carefully, fill it out accordingly, and return it before the deadline. If you need any language assistance, you can always contact the GTN Lifestyle Support Department for help. Note that according to Japanese real estate regulations, your lease will be automatically renewed if you do not take any action. If you do not wish to renew your lease and plan to move out when it expires, please carefully follow the lease termination procedures as instructed by your property manager or landlord. If you wish to terminate your lease, here are some information and rules to keep in mind. Number 1. Notice of termination must be submitted in writing. Depending on the property manager or landlord, you may need to email, fax, mail, or submit your request online. Number 2. There is always a notice period to terminate your lease. Please check your lease agreement carefully in advance if you have a termination date in mind. In some cases, the notice period may be longer than a month, so please plan ahead. If you wish to end your lease before the end of the notice period, you will still be responsible for paying the rent until the end of the notice period. Number 3. Make sure you schedule the final inspection with your property manager or landlord. If you miss the final inspection, you may not be able to end the lease properly and may incur additional cost. If you have trouble communicating with your property manager or landlord regarding lease termination, you can always contact GTN Lifestyle Support. Number 4. Make sure that your room is clean and empty before the final inspection. If your room is in poor condition or personal belongings or furniture are left in the room, you may be charged extra cleaning or disposal fees. Also, note that you must contact the ward office in advance to dispose of any bulky items such as furniture or bedding. It is highly recommended that you plan ahead or hire a furniture recycling company to pick up all of your unwanted items. Number 5. You must get permission from the landlord or property manager if you want to sublease your apartment. Subleasing without permission is a violation of the lease agreement, and the tenant will be held liable. Therefore, you must get permission from the landlord or property manager, terminate your old lease, and have the new tenant properly sign the new lease with the landlord if you want someone to continue living in your apartment after you move. If you fail to end your lease properly, or leave the apartment and go back to your country without terminating your lease, it will not only have bad effects on you, it will also cause a lot of trouble for the property manager or landlord. They may have to spend a lot of money to repair and clean up the apartment. In the worst case scenario, the landlord may take legal action for repossession of the apartment. A lease is a form of trust and promise. The property managers or landlords are willing to rent the apartment to us because they trust us. Our job is to keep that promise by following the rules and regulations written in the lease. If more people break the rules, the property manager or landlord may not be willing to rent to us. GTN endeavors to eliminate the inequalities faced by foreigners in Japan, contributing to SDG number 10, reducing inequalities. We believe that the key to eliminate these inequalities is mutual understanding and respect. Through this important reminder, our hope is to promote goodwill between the foreign residents community and the Japanese community. Join us in our efforts to bring everyone in the Japanese community together. Thank you and have a great stay in Japan.